Yo girl got all the way glammed up today. Like, oh girl, look at that eyeshadow, the red lips. It's a look. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel if you are new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey boo. Today's video is kind of like the video I made about working at McDonald's. I'm just gonna be spilling the tea on myself, snitching on myself, putting my petty side out there on the internet for everybody to judge, you know? The reason why I'm putting this in one video and making it mini story times is because no matter how I try to stretch these stories, they don't go far enough to be their own individual videos. So that's why I like to make these type of little mini story times to just still tell my crazy stories but not have to worry about making it its own video, you know, you feel me? It's still cool, it's still funny, but it's just shorter. I don't want to make the intro for this video long, so let me just stop here and let's get started with the video. All these stories take place from the age of 17 to 18, so I was young and stupid. I'm still young and stupid. I'm only 19 now, but I was extra dumb and stupid at this time of my life. So the first mini story that I have is I was hanging out with one of my friends who had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend had a guy friend, and they were like, let's hang out and have a double date. And I was cool with it, you know, whatever. I saw his picture. He was like decent looking to me. So I agreed to go on this like double date, but it's not like we went anywhere. We just went to the house to drink and like take pills. I'm not going to say exactly which pill we were playing around with, but I am going to tell you it was a painkiller. So mixing that with alcohol, we was getting pretty messed up. I was around this girl that I've been friends with for a while, so I had no problems with being shy or anything, but this dude that I was with was so boring. So boring. Like, I've never met somebody so boring. Well, actually I have, but he was really, really up there in the boring level. He had nothing to talk about. He had no facial expressions. He had no facial expressions. There was no excitement in his eyes, and I just didn't f with it, you know? I wasn't vibing with him, you know? The other couple was doing their thing, and I was just like, you know what? I need to get out of this. And, you know, while I was thinking about an excuse to like say that I need to go home for whatever reason, I got a text from a guy that I was on and off messing around with kind of often for like a minute there, and he texted me and was like, where you at? I was already on the pill and I was on alcohol, smoking, whatever, and I was like, dick appointment sounds great. I told my date that I was with that I need to go home, but not to my home, my cousin's home, and like he needs to drop me off there. Family emergency basically. It was a pretty long drive from where we were to this dude's house, and he finally pulled up, and like I could not have gotten out that car fast enough. I was like, thank you Jesus, and I hopped out and I went and got that girl. So yeah, basically I had my date for the night drive me to my dick appointment. Next, number two that I have is something that was actually extremely dangerous and probably not funny, but at the time me and who I was with thought it was hilarious. Usually we had this same group of people around us, the same like group of 15 or 20 people tops, and we would all meet at the same house all the time. So y'all remember Amy from my other video where I talked about the craziest night of my life? That girl? Yeah, her crazy ass. We were at her house partying for this night, and either she worked early the next morning or she got just super messed up and just could not stay awake anymore. I don't know which one it was, but she basically came into the kitchen where all of us were and was just like saying goodnight and whatever. She put her car keys down on either the washer or the dryer. I don't remember which one. She left it there out in the open with a room full of people, which number one I feel like is a big mistake, but like, you know, she trusted us, I guess. And she put her keys down and she went to bed. The little party kickback thing we was doing was still going on though. Just because one person goes to bed doesn't mean like the party's over, you feel me? We kept partying and drinking even though Amy, I'm gonna keep that name, even though Amy was sleeping, and I was with my really close guy friend. He's gay, and I just got the most random idea to take a ride around the block. So my gay friend did not feel like driving though. So I was like, I'll drive, and he was like, not my car. And I was like, you know whose car? Amy. I'm gonna drive her car. So I took her keys, and me and my gay friend kind of just like ran out of the house, and I got in the driver's seat. I don't have my license. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. But yeah, I don't have my license, like I'm not gonna lie. I never drive anywhere. I'm a passenger. I got in the driver's seat, and my dumbass didn't even put on the lights. I knew how to like turn on the car and all that, but I thought that the lights would be automatic. So it was actually my friend that was with me that was like, hey, turn on the lights, you little dummy. So I turned on the lights and we took off. I didn't take the car out. I took it for a ride around the block like twice or 3 times, like up and down some streets and whatever, until we got bored and we just came back to the party. And since my friend Amy was asleep, I didn't tell her that night. I ended up telling her like maybe a day or 2 later, and literally like she looked at me so serious and she was like, why would you do that? And literally like all I can say is I don't know. Because I don't know. I would have lost my mind if I was in her shoes and I found out that my drunk friend took my car and rode around the block retardedly. She didn't really react that bad. She just wanted an answer as to why. And then, you know, it didn't do anything to our friendship or anything. Number 3 is not really like a story. It's just a fact that I feel like throwing in there because it's kind of funny. I was known as a bottle snatcher. Well, like not known, but like my close friends knew that I was a bottle snatcher. If you left your bottle unattended, I'm grabbing it and I'm running away with it and I'm gonna drink it. At least that's how it was back in the day. That scared the shit out of me, but it's probably my cat. What's on your nose? What the fuck? What is on your nose? Did you get in a fight? Baby. I think she got in a fight. But yeah, anyways, I was a bottle snatcher. I would snatch your blunt. Really anything you left, if I wanted it, I'd grab it and run. So yeah, just fun fact. Snowball. Is that? The noise is driving me crazy. Okay, so the next one I technically don't remember myself, but I've heard it so many times that I feel like I can say it. I'm gonna give you the best story of facts that I know, okay? So once again, we were having a little party slash get together at my girl Amy's house. And for a while there, I was a really big bar head. Like, I would take bars on a daily basis. Morning, afternoon, nighttime, it didn't matter. So, my bar tolerance in my book was pretty high. So, I was like, you know what? I want to wild out. I haven't wilded out in a minute. So, I decided to take 3 bars. I believe it was a yellow bar and then, like, white ones, I think. Not sure. And I was also mixing that with alcohol. The blue gin and juice bottle, if you know what I'm talking about. It's really good. Tastes good and gets you messed up real quick. I was in like basically a new romper that I just got not that long ago before this party. And it was a gray romper. It was off the shoulders like this, but it had like a strap right here. It was gray. It was a romper, but it didn't have pant legs. It was a short romper, you know, like no pants but shorts. You might be wondering why I'm even mentioning that. You'll know why a little bit later. We was just having a decent time at that place, and apparently I said, you know what, let's move this party elsewhere. And a lot of people basically agreed with me, and we dipped from Amy's house to a different party house. Apparently on the way over there, I was falling asleep in the back seat. and the people that were with me were asking me if I wanted to go home, you know, and I don't remember this, like I said, but apparently I was telling them like, nah, I'm good, nah, I'm good, even though I was like falling asleep. It was raining that night, and in my past, I most of the time wore heels when I went out because, you know, it made me feel good. It was raining, I was in heels, 3 bars, and alcohol in my system. You can kind of just tell what's gonna happen, I hope. This was actually before me and my boyfriend even got together, but he was there to witness it. I find that funny that he witnessed it and he still chose to like talk to me. Apparently I got out of the car and like lost my balance or slipped and hit my face on the car tire, like face planted on the car tire. Still in my mind, I don't understand how it went down like that, and even the people around me, they didn't know how to explain how it happened either. It just happened, like out of nowhere. I just face planted into the tire. After like face planting into the tire, I had a nosebleed, but I wasn't crying or anything. I kind of just had like a face, probably because I couldn't feel it, you know. There was 2 girls that I didn't really know that well that actually undressed me because apparently when my nose was bleeding, a lot of blood got all over my romper. I don't know why somebody closer to me didn't change me, but like whatever. I'm grateful that they changed me. Apparently I kept partying even after that. So yeah, that's... Anyways, I got sidetracked. So I have 2 mini stories left, and the next one I'm about to say is a little bit longer, but then the last one's not that long, so it kind of evens out, okay? For a while there, when I first turned 18, I had the Tinder app on my phone, and I matched with like a decent amount of people, but there was like a lot of people that I didn't respond to, and there was like very few people that like I actually swiped on, and I thought they was like a 10 out of a 10, you know, and I was looking for a 10 out of a 10, you feel me? And in the process of looking, I, you know, was swiping people that looked somewhat decent as well. Like I wasn't gonna be too stuck up and only swipe right on like 3 people, you know? So I swiped right on this guy that was like alright-ish, you know. I looked at him and I was like, maybe he's one of those guys that look better in person, you know, fingers crossed, whatever. So we talked a little bit and he was like, let me come pick you up so we can go on a date. And I was like, bet. Honestly, that's not something smart to do, but just because I don't have a car, you know, and I don't want to pay for Uber or whatever. Before I left the house, my mom would always come downstairs with me, no matter who I was leaving the house with. If it was somebody new, she would write down their license plates. If it's somebody she already met, she just wants to make sure it's somebody she already met to say hi or whatever. So, you know, my mom came down with me, wrote down his license plate. I didn't feel, you know, scared or whatever. I never felt scared because, like... So let's fast forward. I go on a few dates with this dude, whatever. The first time I met him, I knew I didn't like him that much because he came off so aggressive, and you know, all he really talked about was cars, and I'm not into cars like that, you know. He was just like, you know. I knew it wasn't gonna be something, I was just gonna keep him around for a little bit to just like have fun or whatever, but I definitely knew that I wasn't gonna sleep with him, kiss him, or anything like that. Okay, I think we went out like maybe 4 times together or something like that, and one of the times he took me to a party at guess whose house? Amy. So once again, we're having this little kickback party at Amy's house, and we get there probably around 11:30, and that house has the most people in there from the hours of 11:30 to like 2 in the morning. That's when that house is usually filled with tons of people. It's not really much walking room, you know. They're in the kitchen, they're in the living room, they're in the bedrooms, they're in the bathroom, they're on the deck, front and back. You know, there's not that much space for everybody to go, but we made it work. So I came in there with the dude. I wasn't really introducing him to people. I kind of like bounced right away. I know that's fucked up. But I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want me to like stick with you, or can you socialize by yourself? And he was like, no, I'm good, like I could socialize. And yeah, he did socialize. He played some beer pong. Let's say we were there for maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours. And he was like, hey, I'm not gonna rush you because, you know, you told me that you're a party person, so I'm not gonna put like a damper on your night, but I'm almost ready to go. So I told him, you know, like, I just want to chill here for a little bit longer. Whenever I'm ready to go, like, I'll go to your car, because that's what he said he's gonna do, is wait in the car for me. The night kept going and I was getting into some, you feel me? I chose to leave with a group of friend of mine that had that on them to a different place. I completely forgot to let my date know that I'm dipping. I pieced the fuck out. He ended up coming into the house a little bit after that I left, because it's been a while since he said, like, you know, we need to be going soon. And he was asking, like, where I went. And they're like, she's gone, bro. Like, she left forever ago. So yeah, I saw him the next day, I think, because I think I left something in his car. I think that's when he lost his shit, the next day when I saw him to get my stuff. Like, I got in his car so, you know, he could say what he needed to say, but he just got so mad and he yelled at me. And I'm not the one to get yelled at. So when he yelled at me, I was like, oh, okay. And I got out, and, you know, I never talked to him again like that, because we barely knew each other for how long, and you're already yelling at me as if I'm like your bitch or something. Wrong one. And the last one just makes me laugh so hard, bruh. So I was at this little house party. It really wasn't bumping. It was actually pretty boring. I was there with a few of my friends. We were all kind of scattered out, you know? And my gay friend, once again, my gay friend that I took the car with, you know, earlier in this video, that gay friend, he was pouring shots in my mouth. In the past, I could take shots, you know? I could chug vodka straight with no issue, no faces, no nothing. So he was pouring a bottle, I'm not sure what it was, I think it was Amsterdam, in my mouth. And he would pour decent ones, I'll take it like a champ. Well, this one time, he poured like a shot in my mouth. This was like my 5th shot. It was pretty big. He poured it into my mouth and I swallowed, and then I threw it right back up. But the thing is, nobody saw me do it. Nobody heard me do it. The music was loud. It was dark. And I kind of just left my vomit there. I'm pretty sure the next day they were like, what the fuck? That's so trifling. Like, I could have cleaned it up. First of all, it wasn't like a lot. It wasn't a huge mess. It was kind of just like a spit up, you know, like it was just like a little bit, you know. But I was super embarrassed, and I didn't tell anybody about it until like maybe a while after then, and then we could all laugh about it. But I was pretty embarrassed. Like, I was just so glad that nobody saw me do it, because it literally happened so quick. So that concludes this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this face. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified for my next video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.